Hey, welcome everybody. This is Mark Dannenberg with Options Moneymaker. This is the Q&A session for Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. I'm Mark Dannenberg, and with me tonight is Aaron Rumley and Kristen Kane. You're going to hear a little bit more about Kristen in a few minutes, and she's going to introduce you. She's a new member of our team here. So what's the purpose of this Q&A? Well, we provide education programs for traders, for options and futures traders. And we recognize that there are always gaps in whatever type of learning there might be. People learn at different rates, people learn in different ways. And we realize that with online learning, many of our programs are on-demand courses that you can go through at your leisure. With many of those programs, there are questions that come up. So we make ourselves available, myself and the team. Michael is away this week, taking a little vacation with his family. But we make ourselves available to respond to questions that you might have. So if you're looking for clarification on any of the programs or services or products or tools that we use and offer, we're here and available to respond to those questions. So, we're very committed to a philosophy of learn to trade and then trade to earn. Far too many traders jump in immediately. They think that they know what they're doing. We equate it frequently to flying an airplane. You read a book about flying a Cessna 172 over the weekend and decide to go to the airport on Monday morning and try to fly. That's really a great way to crash and burn. We like to teach. We like to show. We like to educate. We hope to guide you through our real-time examples of trading and then help you understand when it's appropriate for you to actually put live money in so that you can trade to earn. Trading is a business, and we are here to help support your business. So topics that might come up tonight are questions about the adaptive entry system. This is what we use. This is the tool that we use every day to identify trends, identify momentum signals, impulse moves, and it was developed by New Cycle Trading and Analytics, and we represent the adaptive entry system on behalf of New Cycle Trading. Live trading room, if you have more questions about the live trading room for real-time trading and support, it's something that is available to traders throughout every market day from 8:45 a.m. Eastern to sometime between 3 and 4 p.m. Eastern is usually when we quit trading. But we take every single trade and call out every single trade on the adaptive entry system to help you learn how to identify them, how to anticipate what signal might be coming, whether it's going to be a long or a short signal, and help you optimize your experience in terms of trading. Now, in the live trading room, we primarily trade futures. We provide futures trading education, which helps you learn about the risk and reward of futures. We also provide a tool called a personal trading plan, where you can track your personal profit performance, profit and loss performance, and the personal trading plan is going to calculate for you what your run rate is. So what is your average of all of your profit and loss experiences on a daily basis, and then take that number and forecast it forward so that you have a reasonable expectation of what your income could be for a 12-month period. That's a very powerful tool and something that I think every single trader needs to have. And then we also offer an extensive amount of options education courses for those of you who are interested in also learning how to trade options. Profit Builder Plus is our core options education course that offers you an opportunity to learn right from the very basics through some of the most advanced options trading strategies, spread strategies. Now, one of the most important things we promote every single day is to update your personal trading plan. So I just mentioned the personal trading plan, and I want to share it with you here, right here. Okay, so the personal trading plan was designed with a thought in mind. I had a perception after working with hundreds and thousands of traders over the last 20 years. I had a perception that most traders are very narrowly focused on this trade or this day. and their emotions were tied extensively to how this trade performed or how this day performed. So if they have a winning trade, they have a winning day, they feel euphoric, they feel wonderful, everything's good in their life. If they have a losing trade, or a couple of losing trades in a row, or if they have a losing day, they actually start to shift immediately into, well, maybe this isn't right for me. I don't really know what I'm doing. This strategy doesn't work. These tools don't work. So there's all sorts of stories they start telling themselves over an experience of a few losing days or losing trades. And so we designed the personal trading plan in large part because back in my corporate days, I was responsible for multiple locations around the country, had about 2,500 employees, had a lot of managers and directors and vice presidents. And one of the core components of being successful in the company that I worked for was making sure that we were able to hit financial targets on an annual basis. And the only way to be able to know how to do that and whether or not we were on pace to do that was to teach the management team that I had how to interpret their financials, how to interpret their performance results, and then take their current to date performance results and project that forward and ask the question basically, if I was to continue to perform the way we've been performing, will I make my plan? Will I miss my plan? What will my outcome be? And by knowing what the outcome would be, it allows you to make adjustments so that you can tweak your performance and you can tweak your understanding and tweak your knowledge and your education and be able to achieve the plan that you desire. So I translated that same concept into personal trading plan. And Erin, all of you know Erin on our team, she did a brilliant job of creating a tool that very, very easily takes that concept and allows any trader at the end of their trading day to plug in their performance for that day. And the personal trading plan then summarizes what the year to date performance is and summarizes it in an average profit or average loss number per day. Now, as an example, we've been doing this on two different categories since July of 2020, and then we started a third category that we're tracking also. We started that category at the beginning of this year. So we have a 2021 calendar year category that we're all tracking. So when I say category, we realize that in our entire community of traders, there's a wide range of interest in trading particular times of day, interest in taking maybe some of the signals, but not all of the signals that are presented on the adaptive entry system. And that is a wide range of combinations. And so we started tracking two particular categories in mid 2020. And this all revolves around the signals that we call out in the live trading room for trading NASDAQ 100 futures contracts. This is all about trading NASDAQ 100 futures. Now, there's also a tab in here where you can track options trading, and it works exactly the same way. But we started doing this as a way to show our community that if we track all the detail of every trade, and at the end of the day, we summarize in a daily summary, and we're able to then take that summarized performance for the day and plug it into a personal trading plan, that we will have a reasonable idea of where we're headed for over the course of a year. And one of the reasons I wanted to develop this is to smooth out that emotional roller coaster that a lot of traders put themselves on. So if you had a bad day, you had a losing day, I plug it into the personal trading plan and I can see how that's going to affect my 12-month potential income. So I'm going to go through these here real quick. They're all filled in. Basically, at the end of every day, we plug in the dollar performance of the day, and it is based on $20 per point of profit or loss on NQ, and then whatever number of contracts we're trading. The personal trading plan will help you scale from starting at one contract, scale up to as many contracts as you want to trade, and it's only going to scale based on the amount of money that is in the balance of your account, and we're using a small percentage of that total balance to allocate to contracts. So in our two categories that we've been trading since the middle of 2020, we've scaled up to 3 contracts. So for example, today, Wednesday, April 7th, we earned $675 and we did 30 contracts. So that would be 10 trades at 3 contracts per trade. And this category that is labeled up here, live trading room 9:30 to noon, AES only, means that we're taking all 4 of the signals on the new cycle trading and analytics software, the AES software, but we're not taking fractals. So here's what it means. For the 39 and a half weeks that we've been tracking this performance, our winning days average 21.9 points a day, and each point has a $20 value to it. There have been 67 losing days in the 39 and a half weeks, and those losing days average 42.2 points, negative 42.12 points. So that tells us what our run rate is. That's what our averages are, winning days and losing days. And we know how many days that we've won, we know how many days that we've lost in 39.6 weeks. Then what we do, you as a trader managing your personal trading business, you come down here and say, well, okay, if that's my run rate in my history and it's for going on 40 weeks, I've only got 12 and a half more weeks left in this 52-week plan. I want to assume that I'm going to continue to trade at a reasonably similar level. So I'm making my positive day forecast from here forward for the next 12 and a half weeks 21.9, so that it matches my run rate, and I'm making my negative day forecast 42.12. So by plugging those in, everything in blue is my history. Those numbers and values will not change. Everything in white below that runs right out to our 52-week um, uh, ending. And those are the values that are being influenced by these forecast numbers right here. We've capped out at 3 contracts. We can make it whatever we want. We can make it a maximum of 50 contracts. I wouldn't recommend 10 contracts. That is going to be an individual decision you make, a personal choice that you make based on your own comfort level with trading. And this number right here, this is the bold number that tells us what our income is likely to be for a 52-week period. In this case, we're forecasting 21.9 points a day, a negative 42.12 points on our losing days. We've lost 67 days on 39 and a half weeks. We started the account with just $5,000. We allocate 10% of the account to contracts, so the margin required for contracts. And all of that says we start with $5,000, and at the end of 52 weeks, we should have an account value somewhere around $135,000. That's a really strong number in my opinion. Now let's look at a second category. Second category is same concept, run rates, winning days, losing days, 39.6 weeks, 67 losing days in this case. But this is trading from 7 to 4. The other one was 9:30 to noon. This is trading from 7 to 4. These are Eastern times, and only taking 2 of the 4 adaptive entry system signals, the trend bias signals and the continuation signals. And in taking those 2 only, we have a positive value of 27.23. That's points per day. And our losing days is averaging 40.35 points per day. Again, we're capping it out at 3 contracts. We started this account also with $5,000, and we're allocating 10% of our account balance to the margin requirement for contracts. And this account is right now forecasting to be around $207,000 at the end of 12 months, 52 weeks, which is only about 12 weeks away. So we're very close. These values, these run rate values aren't going to change significantly now that we are down to our last 12 weeks, basically, of a 52-week plan. There might be slight variations to them every day, but they're not going to change dramatically. So we really are on pace to have a pretty substantial income, having started with $5,000 in the middle of 2020. Now, the new category started in January of this year. So we only have 13 and a half weeks under our belt. We've had 18 losing days in 13 and a half weeks. Our average winning day is 42 and a half, and our average losing day is 49 and a half. So we have those same values translated out into our forecast fields. And having started with $5,000 on the first trading day of 2021 and trading only from 8:45 a.m. to 4 or whenever we stop calling out trades in the live trading room, trading all four of the adaptive entry system signals and including fractals in there. See, this is a different configuration. Time frame wise, it's a different configuration of how to trade the adaptive entry system. There's so many different combinations of how you can trade it that we just wanted to demonstrate for you that there's a lot of variations and you have to choose your own what works best for you. So once again, account number 3, we start with $5,000, and this early into the 52-week plan where we've only got 13 and a half weeks behind us, right now the projected income trading 8:45 to 4 is $355,110. Again, we're allocating 10% of the balance of the account to contracts. We've already scaled up to 3 contracts. I can increase that if I want to, or I can decrease it. If I decided I didn't want to trade 3 contracts, I can decrease it. And the fields highlighted in blue will not change. That's in our history, that's locked. But going forward, it'll change to 2 contracts max, and that would take our potential income down to 261. What if you were really confident in what you're doing? This is just kind of becoming second nature to you. You trust the signals, you trust your own ability to follow the rules. You could change it to 5 contracts, and you've got possibly $500,000 as a potential income. I really want to emphasize potential because when you're this early in a 52-week plan, there's no guarantee that these numbers won't change. Now, they won't change dramatically on it. Typically, they won't change dramatically day to day, but over a period of time, the average win rate per day might decrease or increase. The average losses might increase or decrease. But that's why we always base our forecast on what the most current run rate is. And after we get 4, 5, 6 months into this plan, these run rate values stabilize a bit more, and then we'll have a pretty reasonable idea of the range that we're going to be in for our 52-week income. But I'm going to put that back down to 3 contracts. I think 3 is a very reasonable maximum number of contracts. I also think that a $355,000 projected income starting with $5,000 is a very reasonable number also. So that's the personal trading plan. It's really important to fill that out at the end of every day if you want to effectively manage your personal trading business. All right, we're going to take questions here in just a minute, but I just want to summarize by saying that a lot of traders struggle with the emotional side of risk and losses. They struggle with it because they see the loss. I didn't want a loss. I didn't want to give back. God, I've had 3 losses in a row. This is terrible. They do make up a lot of stories. When I say they, I include myself in that equation. It is one of the most challenging parts of trading. It's a process of learning to trust the signals and the tools that you're using. And one of the ways you do that is you trade in simulation mode for a period of time. Could be a month, could be 3 months, until it's just second nature to you. But during that period of time while you're learning, you have not put real money at risk. You have no risk. You have no real dollar risk of losing. You're investing a little bit to follow along with us in a live trading room. You're investing a little bit to have access to the tools that New Cycle Trading offers. You are probably investing a little bit in education that we'll provide to you, but we've tried to make it very, very accessible for any trader who's serious about starting their personal trading business. But the personal trading plan helps you smooth out some of those emotional wins and loss roller coaster situations. You understand when is enough, because if I'm trading and I've started trading at say 8:45 in the morning and it's 10 o'clock and my current performance is right on target with my forecast number that says I could potentially make $200,000 this year, well, I might stop for the day. Why do I want more? When is enough enough? Trading is something that doesn't need to be just a all day long, every day, every trade. You stop when you've met a target. And the trading plan helps you determine what a reasonable profit and loss target is for the day and what your potential income is for 52 weeks. So you just saw, based on the 3 different categories that we're tracking, um, a potential income of anywhere between 135,000 and 355,000. It depends on how much time commitment, as little as 2.5 hours a day, 9:30 to noon. Some people trade less than that and they make enough to hit their goal. Remember, we started with just $5,000 in each account. And this is a comparison I've shared before, but I think it's a good comparison. Look at the 135,000 to 355,000 potential. And even if you just look at the low end of that, 135,000, according to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the median income for a household in the United States is 78,500. That is most likely requiring 40-hour a week at least of work, and our 135,000 is basically being produced with 2.5 hours a day, 9:30 to noon. That to me is a pretty simple an effective way to earn the income that you desire and have a personal trading business. So learn to trade, trade to earn. We offer futures trading education, options education, the adaptive entry system, live trading room, and the personal trading plan. We've created all these tools to help you build a personal trading business. And if you want to learn more about them, you can find more information at optionsmoneymaker.com/investor2.